the cross-dressing imposter who conned Hollywood.
Oh, it just exuberates me.
Next, Jenny Jones.
Monday morning at 11 on Channel 43.
Things are not always as they appear, as our guests today are going to tell you. They are imposters, and some of them have made a career out of conning people. Later on, you're going to meet a man who claims to be Buckwheat from the Our Gang movies, and a man who crashes NFL Superbowl games and locker rooms, and he's never been invited. In fact, he has been disinvited, as you'll find out. But our first guest is a con artist extraordinaire, has attracted national exposure. Watch this. Hollywood starlet or conniving con artist?
Call me Angel if you're going to ask me any questions.
All right, Angel.
23-year-old Angela Barnett has a taste for the good life. This is Angel in Mobile, Alabama, where she conned limousine services and the finest hotels by posing as an intolerable movie actress. And what did she get for it? A 4-month jail sentence. This is not the first time Angel's been caught in hot water. Her most notable exploit to date was last month when she conned a free ride on a Learjet from Las Vegas to Chicago. How'd she get away with that? By posing as soap opera star Trisha Tucker of All My Children and charging the production company with the $8,000 bill. 2 days later, she was caught by police, who found out Angel was no celebrity. In fact, she was no lady. She's been a cross-dressing con artist for most of her life. Please welcome Angel to the show. You know, we tape in Chicago, and you got in trouble in Chicago because you flew in a Learjet from Las Vegas. And would you please tell us how that happened? Because I have a talk show, I can't get a Learjet, okay? How did you get a Learjet?
Well, I had called up and asked the Mirage if they had a chartered airlines that they use, and I went through the yellow pages in Vegas, and I looked in the phone book and seen the largest chartered airline, and I just assumed that they would be together. So I called, and the lady, how I perceived myself, she was very perceptive, and I says, "Hi, we're calling from the Mirage." She says, "Oh, hi." So I knew we did business with each other. So therefore, I set up an appointment for a 4:30 flight on a Learjet to
Who'd you say you were?
Oh, I was Trisha Tucker then.
Trisha Tucker is the soap opera actress that you said you were to a lot of people, right?
Well, at one time, yeah.
Is there a Trisha Tucker at all on a soap?
Well, see, there's a Trisha Tucker character on Loving. All My Children was Arlene Vaughn. And
so, but the name sort of sounds like a real soap opera name.
Yeah,
and
so they jumped on it.
So you're the soap opera star, and that was enough to get you a Learjet?
Well, a little bit of this, a little bit of, you know, a few calls back and forth and explaining to them.
Didn't you call as the president of the Mirage? Or
Yes, I did. Bobby Baldwin.
How did you know? How did you know he was the president? I guess it's not that hard.
Well, I called the operator, and I just says at the Mirage, and I says, "Well, who is the executive, vice president of your company?" And they said Bobby Baldwin. Well, who is his secretary? Debbie Crumb. So then I says, "Oh, okay, I got them two names." So I name dropped at the airline. And
so then, when you called the Learjet, you said you were Bobby Baldwin.
Yes, I did.
And they believed you.
Oh yeah.
In what voice?
In my other voice.
Can you say it? Do it in the other voice?
Well, okay. Good afternoon. This is Bobby Baldwin. I'm calling in regards to a flight from Vegas to Chicago. And then you go into the temperamental, and you let them know that you got a star that's really temperamental. And
that is one of your tricks, isn't it? You kind of we're always temperamental, and we have to do this. And
yeah. So it's like last minute, fast, no time to double check. When they do double check, I always have something to fall back on. And so it's usually they hear the man voice, but as soon as I hang up the phone, I'm painting my face, curling my hair, and I'm on my way.
Didn't you also call back as his secretary, though?
Yes, I did.
What was her name, Debbie?
Debbie Crumb, yeah.
Why'd you have to call back as her?
Well, to confirm that Bobby already authorized it. See, he needed the authorization. He says, "Well, have Bobby call me." Well, Bobby couldn't call because I was eating lunch, and I didn't know where Bobby was.
Bobby's the president.
Bobby's the president. So I had impersonated her to say, "Well, Bobby Crumb says that we can authorize this. He just paged me, and he's at Lake Mead right now."
So you're
fishing.
calling back with a woman's voice?
Yeah.
How do you sound then as Debbie when you call back?
Oh, well, she's an old woman. I got that out of the operator, because when I called, she says, "Debbie, you sound something's wrong." I says, "I got a cold." So she said, okay, and they authorized it. So when they did call the Mirage back, the Learjet says, "Well, did we got an authorization? Is there Debbie Crumb?" "Yeah, that is Bobby's secretary."
And the bill was going to the Mirage Hotel?
Yes, it was.
And you got the Learjet?
Yeah, oh, it was wonderful.
Who was on it? Just you?
Oh, no,
I've never been on a Learjet. I wouldn't know what it's like.
Who was on the plane?
Oh, okay. There was this gentleman that I had been hanging out with on the weekend, and while I was hanging out on the weekend, his plane at the major airport was being delayed, and it would have been delayed till 1 in the morning, so I had a heart and says, why don't you just ride with me?
How nice of you. Yeah, you'll foot the bill.
Yeah.
So just 2 passengers?
2 passengers.
And a pilot and a co-pilot?
And a few bottles of Dom Perignon.
Where'd those come from?
Oh, they were going to cater it, but I needed to hurry to get out of town. So I just said, forget the catering, just get me the Dom Perignon.
Oh, I guess Learjets get catered, I don't know, but that's standard. So you're flying, and you flew to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And when you got here?
Oh, when I got here, I checked into the McCormick.
Hotel?
I paid cash that time. And, I hung out that evening. And
you paid for your own hotel?
I paid for my room that evening.
What got you arrested?
My luggage. I left my luggage at the McCormick. I got in the limousine the next morning and went out. And I left my luggage at the concierge desk. Well, by this time, Vegas had found out the Mirage, it's Monday morning now. The Learjet called the Mirage to say the trip was okay. What trip? So Vegas had faxed information to Chicago. So the officers had backstepped and backtracked and found that my luggage was still there. So as I'm on the phone at another place, telling a delivery service to come get my luggage, they said, okay. Now, I had this gentleman that was driving, an African-American guy, but he was as white as me when he pulled up because he didn't know what's going on. He's got 3 guys laying in the back of his van coming to get me. So I'm standing on Michigan Avenue.
Who's in the back of the van?
Secret Service. And the guy really did work for the delivery service.
Oh, so he's delivering your bags, and these guys are
like
undercover as delivery guys to bring you back your luggage.
Right,
okay.
And he's driving like this, so I should have known. I should have said, oh, no, he's as white as me. So I sat there, and I said, well, let me go up to the van. I go up to the van, and everywhere, just the...
Cops.
Yes.
But this is one of many. You started out, what was your first con? You were still a teenager, what, 14?
Yeah.
Domino's Pizza?
I was hungry one day. And I was really, really hungry. And I don't cook. So since I don't cook, I called up Domino's, and I was from Arbor Farms at that time, and we have a pizza deal that went bad, and the pizza was wrong, and just send them a reimbursement.
What's Arbor Farms?
Arbor Farms is the owners of where Domino's headquarters is in Arbor. And when they brought out the food, and I'd ordered so much, like 4 pizzas, which is double, and all these pops and everything. It was just me. So the guy had asked me, did you order all this? And I said, well, I got a whole bunch of people coming over. So, but it was billed to Domino's.
How'd you get it billed to Domino's?
Well, it's the inside track. When you know something, you could just, if you know the little names, a few names. And
did you pose as the owner of
No,
the
I wasn't
president?
Tom Monahan. I was Sue Glover, one of the public relations people or something.
You fly, what, maybe a dozen times a year for free? You con the airlines. I got 2 phones sitting here. Okay. I'd love to know how you do this because I have to pay for all my flights. We'll be on the phone.
Okay.
I'll be the airline.
Okay.
You're calling. This is
Okay.
here's your prop.
Okay.
You're calling, and I will be Jones Airlines. Can I help you?
Yes. I'd like to book a flight for tomorrow evening. I have a return flight on a F-26 ticket, first class.
An F-26 ticket, your first class?
Yes. I'd like to book it for 6 o'clock.
All right, and your name, please?
Barnett, B-A-R-N-E-T-T.
And how will you be paying for this?
It's an open return. I've already flew in about a week ago, and so I had an open return because I didn't know when I was going to return back to my home.
So your ticket's paid for?
Yes, it is.
Okay, we'll see you at the gate.
Okay. Okay. But now I have to call you back the next day. Okay, let me call you back.
All right, next day. Jones Airlines, can I help you?
Oh, my God. Can I speak to somebody in public relations?
That would be me.
Oh, my God, you just don't know what happened. I just got robbed at the airport, and my ticket is gone.
How do I know you're not lying?
Because I have a police officer standing right here.
Oh, well then can I speak to him, please?
And which... Hello?
Yes, to whom am I speaking, please?
You're speaking with Officer Wilkins from the Detroit Police Department.
And what's the story with this woman that you're with?
This passenger, she was in the bathroom, and her purse was on the stall, and somebody ran out, snatched her purse, and she's running down the aisles. We really need to get her out of here. We just don't know what to do.
Is she a danger?
She feels, she said that she had fell and she's not from Detroit. She doesn't have no way of getting home. Her ticket, I just looked in the terminal with your ticket office and you do have an open return for her. So she did have a ticket, but she said it got stolen.
Well, bring her right onto the gate. We'll meet you there and get her on. Okay. It really did work for you.
Yeah.
I can't believe, how many times do you fly, like 12 times a year? First class?
First class. You know, free alcohol, better food.
Yeah, yeah. Are you always as a woman?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You live as a woman?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there's another thing that happened. Maybe we should do this after the break, but the thing that happened in Detroit, you went in there and you got this whole, can we just show a clip of this before we go to the break? You had this whole videotape made. You convinced them you were doing a behind-the-scenes video for a movie that you were starring in. They bought the whole thing, and we'll hear the whole story of how you did that, but here's a look at it before we take a break. Here's part of that video that was made.
I have an appointment here.
Can I help you, ma'am?
I said I have an appointment here. My name is Angela Barnett. Oh, I just took a plane, I took a train, and I took a bus all the way over here.
Do you know who your appointment's with?
I know I'm at ain't I at Ventos?
Okay, oh, this is Patricia. You want to come with me?
Oh, wait a minute. Let me explain this much before we go any further. If it weren't for Paramount making my movie, if it weren't for HBO paying these other people to make this behind the scenes, I wouldn't be doing this extra work now.
We'll be back with more. Is someone you may have seen on the news lately while being arrested, but our guest's real name is, well, no, not your real name. Marc Hendley was your name. You actually changed your name legally, but you were Marc Hendley. You're 23 years old, and you're living as a woman and has been posing for I don't know how long as a soap opera star, Trisha Tucker. Gotten hotels, airlines, services. How much of a value would you put on how much you've conned as this Trisha Tucker? How many thousands of dollars would you say?
For her, about $250,000.
In what?
Well, see, Trisha Tucker was actually, when I'd get in the car, I'd say from all my children, Arlene Vaughn. And she's been off the show for 13 months. And I think when this is all over with, she should pay me because she's back on the map.
I'm not sure if she'd see it that way, but tell me what happened in Detroit. You went into Detroit and said you're starring in a movie and HBO was doing a behind-the-scenes video. Is that how it was? What was the movie you were supposed to be starring in?
Angel of the Night. What happened was I woke up one morning and a star struck me, and I wanted to go get my hair and nails done. So I wanted to go the whole 9 yards. So I set everything up. I said I was going to do the behind-the-scenes for a show that they can show how we're making the movie.
Who was paying for the hair and nails? And
HBO and Paramount at that time.
All right. Before we go any farther, let's just show another little clip of you actually getting your hair and nails done. Do we have it? Take a look at this. This is part of the video.
This is what you call behind the scenes. This is actually what they do. My nails, my hair, and my face, just to make a movie to satisfy you. But at the same time, since I'm new in Detroit, at Ventos, they got 3 people working on me at one time. Wendell, Pat, and Sania. So after they're all done, I'm going to leave the bathroom, come out, and I'm going to take you on a ride that you'll never forget.
Were you in hog heaven or what? Did you love this?
Oh, it just exuberates me.
So they come in, a crew comes in. You conned a crew to come in and make this video. For what did you just want it for yourself? Why did you want it?
I think it was for myself for the next con. You know, I'm sitting in the back of the limousine and you see me doing this, so the driver has no, problem saying, oh, it is legit.
Yeah.
And
did you have to pose as anyone else to get this done, or were you just this actress?
At that time, I was just me. I was me. Just signed a multi-million-dollar contract with Paramount.
Did you have any trouble convincing these people?
Well, there is a few stumbles sometimes. You can run across somebody who says it sounds too good to be true, because I always say I'll pay them extra if they do it right away. And, they get choked up a little bit. But No, it usually goes through pretty well.
You use other names. You drop other names that you're going to meet other famous people.
Well, yeah,
like
my
that.
next door neighbor's Kirstie Alley and Parker Stevenson, and we go over for cocktails all the time, and it's just all of, the name.
We also have a part of that same tape that was made of you dropping names. And there's a little bit more of that tape. Watch it.
But anyway, I'm going to take a break, and when I get back, I will be done, and his reputation will be on the line because we're paying him now. But after this, we're going to take you to the sets of Paramount after we take a few stops, something to eat, and you get to meet Lisa Gibbons from Entertainment Tonight. But anyway, we're behind the scenes at Hot to Trot, and we are Hot to Trot.
You don't even know Lisa Gibbons, right?
No.
Would you take some questions from the
Sure.
audience, and we'll tell some. We have a lot of other stories that have gone on here, but we have a lot of audience questions. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. I'd like to know what you actually do for a living, and also how many times have you been in jail?
I've been in jail twice, and what I do for a living, basically what I'm doing right now, I'm on hiatus right now.
On hiatus from what?
I don't know, I'm going to think of a new show next week. No.
You did this for, what do you want out of this?
Well, actually, if I really wanted anything, I just already achieved it, the media and everything. But no, I think it was more of a personal gain for myself because I've always wanted to be in the limelight.
You've conned so many people. You conned Merv Griffin Productions. What did you get from Merv Griffin Productions?
That was the Four Seasons Hotel and the Beverly Hills Hotel. It was...
Merv owns that hotel.
Right.
Yeah.
And they have clothing like Chanel downstairs and Givenchy and clothes and the best of hotels.
How did you do that? How did you con them?
Well, we were having Celebrity Week at the Wheel of Fortune, and my show, All My Children.
We were we? Okay. We were having Celebrity Week.
So that's basically how I did it.
You said you were there for that Celebrity Week and send the bill to?
Send the bill to Merv.
To Merv. You crashed the Academy Awards?
Yes. Well,
it's hard to get in. I have a talk show. I've never been invited to the Academy Awards either. How did you get in?
Well, Sunday was rehearsal, and I'd went in. My driver had went and got my security pass. When you go through the first set
What do you mean your driver? Where did you get the driver? Who's paying for the driver?
I think Warner Brothers paid for that car.
That's my company that distributes this show.
And they got me in, and didn't get you in? How did you actually get? You have to have an invitation to go to the Academy Awards. Well, when I stood in the doorway, they have the list of people that are allowed to get in, and they have section seatings where the stars are going to be, where the media's going to be, and where the regular audience can be. And they moved it to the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion this year, which is very tiny. And I was looking at the names, and I had read off the name that I had seen, and she says, well, that person's already here. I says, no, my name's under there. And it was like a Kelly Amsterdam or something. So I used her pass to get in for the rehearsal, and when I got in there, that's when I met some guy from the news media who was doing the audio for the next day, and I had then went into the Trisha Tucker routine, and he says, oh, you're not even supposed to be on this level. You're supposed to be downstairs.
What did you do for clothes and everything?
Oh, clothes was Fred Heyman in Beverly Hills. I went to Beverly Hills, and it was like last minute again. I went to Universal Studios was paying for it this time. And we went in there, and we had like a quick job. They did the wardrobe, the hair, the nails, and everything.
Did you have a question, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, stand up, please.
How many identities do you actually have?
Oh, this is me, and there's just a whole big package that comes with me.
Number?
Any
number?
No, you've legally...
Number I really couldn't say because it's like if I burn out a name and I feel kind of leery using the name again, I'll think of a pretty name like Trisha, Ashley, something that's on the pretty level. Nothing like...
you have legally changed your name, though, from Marc
Angela.
Hendley to Angela Barnett. That's your legal name.
Well, see, because I did have a regular job at one time. I did work as a waitress at Elias Brothers. But this pays better.
But do you feel bad? You actually owe a lot of people money. Do you feel bad about some of the people that you've conned like that?
I feel bad where I'm going to repay them. If
you
at
are
all,
going
they
to
do
repay?
have the receipts, and I
the guy
remember
that took the video that you conned for the video.
Okay,
how much?
See, I owe him $800, and I never got a hold back in touch with him.
Yeah. How'd you like to do it right now? I'd like to welcome Matt Shako. Come out here, Matt. This is the photographer who took the video. met you, I said, I can't wait to meet the guy that got conned so royally. You look like a smart guy. How did you fall for this story?
Well, first of all, it wasn't my company that was actually the company that was originally contacted. It was a marketing company, and I happened to be providing freelance services as a camera operator for them. So they called me up in turn and said that there's some big Hollywood star coming into town this day, and that we were supposed to show up at 12 o'clock noon to start shooting them. Then I got a call 20 minutes later, and this person said, at the marketing company that is, be here at 11 o'clock because this person's really, really mad. The whole plans were all screwed up and you have to be here right away. This person's really, really hot, so grab your stuff and get down here.
And when you first saw her, what'd you think?
I thought it was a man dressed up as a woman. but
That hurt. That hurt.
But much to
that
his
hurt
credit,
you, Angela. That hurts, doesn't it?
Oh, my panties are in a bundle after that one.
I will say, though, much to his credit, he was a pretty convincing temperamental starlet. He kept us running around most of the day.
And you actually did catch Angela. When I say that, I mean it literally. When we come back from break, I'd like you to tell us of what the circumstances were that led up to the capture of Angela, which I credited to you. We'll be right back. Who is the photographer who did this video we've been showing you some clips of Angel, who conned you and everybody else, and you actually made the tape, but you also caught her, and we'd like to know how you caught her.
Well, as the day progressed, we had to break for about a half an hour because Angel was getting something done to her hair.
How much of a crew was involved, by the way?
3-person crew.
Okay.
And Angel had asked us to go down to a dress shop with her real quick to get some dresses. At that time, the dress shop wouldn't give her any dresses because she didn't have any identification claiming to be who she was. We didn't have the cameras or anything with us, so it wasn't a big entourage following her at that time. It was just 3 guys and Angel. Angel went back up to the hair salon to finish up getting the makeover. And on the way back, I started talking to one of the guys in the crew, and I said, you know, this doesn't make any sense. Here this person comes flying in from out of town. They have no wallet or identification, no money. I think we're getting scammed. So when we went back up to the hair salon, I asked the owner of the hair salon if he had heard anything from anybody from Hollywood while Angel was here, and he said no. And I said, well, how are you getting paid for this? And he said, we're billing it back to the studio.
Were you getting nervous by now, Angel? Did you know what was going on?
Yeah.
Were you getting scared? I
was getting leery. No, I was just getting leery, and my shoes were getting ready to go. I was ready to go.
Okay, so then what happened?
So we got the owner of the marketing company together and the owner of the hair salon and decided that we were going to call the police. Well, at that time, I think that's when Angel kind of figured that things were going south, and Angel had asked me to give her a ride back to the St. Regis Hotel, which is a kind of hoity-toity hotel in Detroit. So Angel and I went down and went into my car, and we were being followed by one of the people on the crew, and he was going to follow us in his car. I drove Angel to the St. Regis, and when we get right in front of the St. Regis, Angel tells me, well, I really don't want to go to the St. Regis. I have a woman here in Detroit who makes my costumes for me, and I want to go to her house because I'm getting a headache and I just want to lay down and I don't want to have to be bothered with
When did you
phone calls.
tell her that you knew?
Right then and there. I said, well, look, you know, we kind of figured out that you're a phony, and I'm going to take you back to the police. I'm going to take you back down to the Renaissance Center where this had all been going on because the police are waiting there for you.
And what happened then, Angel? Do you
I know he didn't think I was going to take an open invitation to go see the police.
What did you do then?
I put these heels in motion and went running.
And you chased her?
Yeah, running, I must say, through not the best part of Detroit, screaming and running down the street.
Wait!
I'm running behind yelling, stop her, thief, thief.
You weren't. Are you serious?
Dead serious.
She's running, crying rape, and you're chasing her?
Yelling,
in
thief,
a bad
thief,
part
thief.
of town?
In a bad part of town with this, you know. So about a block and a half after.
What do you mean with what?
With this. I mean, all 200 and some odd pounds
all right.
of this.
He got his workout for the day, though.
So I finally gave up chasing after about a block and a half and went back and got my car. And I started looking around the neighborhood to see if I could see if Angel had ditched into an alley or was hiding on wherever. I turned the corner, and there was a Detroit police officer sitting in a squad car. He had just pulled somebody over for a traffic violation. Still out of breath, I get out of the car, and I come running up to the police officer, and I said, "Officer, officer, officer, this woman, well, it's really not a woman, it's a man, just stole a whole bunch of money from us for this thing." And he turns to me and
you keep hurting her like that. Him, her, him, her. Sorry.
Well,
Sorry.
Here's where my pain comes in. The officer turns to me without missing a beat and says, "Well, you shouldn't be picking up prostitutes off the street." Then, of course, I had to tell the officer the whole story, and they went and they looked and they couldn't find him.
Well, by that time, to tell that kind of story, I was probably in another state.
You were gone. You were gone. Never got caught then.
Well, we ran back into each other at Ram's Horn. I guess my budget was low. And I was...
Oh, after this time?
Yeah.
How long afterwards?
A year and a half. I had just finished up doing a shoot, and I had taken the whole crew out for dinner. And we're sitting in the restaurant and who should come walking in but this person. And it completely shocked me. So it was like early fall night, and it was just getting chilled in the air, and we weren't properly dressed because it was a really warm day. And I went out, and she was talking to a cab driver, and I started talking to the cab driver, and he told me the whole story of where he'd picked her up and everything. And then that's when Angel came walking out. I said, "You're Angela Barnett."
I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Just completely denied ever knowing it.
I truly did, and I didn't even remember him seriously. But then when he said his company name, I jumped in the cab and said, "Oh, this man is psychotic. Get me out of here."
That's exactly what she did.
In the meantime, you made quite an extensive videotape, right?
About 8 or 9 minutes, yeah. Finally on tape.
We have one last little clip of the tape, and then I want to ask you a question. Take a look at a little bit more of this tape that was made.
The people who work for downtown marketing, not HBO or Paramount, they don't know how to spell my name. But see, I'm the one signing the check, you know, and here's a piece of check. See, you got to put it E-A-N-G-E-L-A. Now that's Angela. Then we put a B for Barnett. Then we can put a star, because I'm the star of this. So now we can take a tape.
You were out. How much are you out
financially?
About $800.
$800. For half a day's worth of labor.
Angela, you said earlier that you wanted to pay back people, and...
Well, it's not like he'd accept a check from me after all this.
Would you ever intend to pay?
Well, now that I see him and I know that I did do this, we see so many, I'd have to...
There are so many. Do you sometimes forget which ones really happened and which ones didn't?
Right, you know, because somebody could just call up and say I did them too.
Yeah.
But Matt, I do plan on paying you.
Okay.
All right. Well, if I say that's about as good as it's going to get. It's going to. All right. Yeah, we have. What do you want to say? Stand up, please. Yeah.
Angel, I just wanted to ask, how was your stay in the Cook County jail?
Why are you asking?
I was there. I met her in jail.
You met her in jail?
I worked there.
Oh, good.
I worked for the criminal court.
You were in jail twice. Once in Alabama, was it?
Yes.
And once in here in Chicago.
Chicago.
And then you got transferred to Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
How long did you stay in jail?
In Alabama, it was 4 months. In Illinois,
what were you charged with in Alabama?
Theft by deception.
And what were you charged with here? Airplane stealing or something. You know?
Yeah.
There are so many other stories of things you've done, including you conned another talk show.
Yes.
And we will hear about that when we come back. And we also would like to hear about the way that you tried to con this talk show. In a moment. Yes. Yes. When you said, "I do," did your fiancé say, "I don't"? If you were jilted at the altar, or if you backed out of the wedding at the last minute, call us at 312-836-9417 if you were jilted at the altar. We have a question for the former Marc Hendley, who is now Angela Barnett. We've been talking to. What do you want to ask?
I have a question for Angela. Obviously, a lot of people are fooled and think that you are a woman. What happens when a guy makes advances on you, and how do you handle that?
Oh. That's got me in trouble a couple of times. The Alabama situation, the limo driver I had for 3 weeks, we had sipped on some champagne that night, and we woke up the next morning together, and he screamed. So that's how Alabama, that's how that got caught
He's
up.
the one that got you arrested, right? The guy. We have, I think, one more. Yes, sir.
Do you think you could ever pose as Jenny Jones here?
No, I don't think he can. We'll move on. We'll move on. I want you to meet our next guest. This is Dion Rich. He says the NFL got fed up with his crashing all the Super Bowls. You've crashed all but one Super Bowl since the first game, which was, what year was the first game?
First game was 1967. That's when the Packers beat Kansas City.
Who knew? You said Kansas City? You remember that?
Oh, no, I just know of it.
Do you know who this man is?
No.
You were in a lot of photos. Do you have a photo from the first game, I believe, right?
From several. What happened to him here?
There's a picture of you with Bart Starr.
Bart Starr.
There you are, circled in that picture. This was the first Super Bowl.
First Super Bowl.
You just walked in.
Walked right in.
No invitation, no press pass, no nothing.
The only thing I had on, I had a Kansas City jacket. And on the lapel, there was an arrow, Kansas City arrow, the logo, and I just turned it inside out like that, and I walked right up on the podium.
You've never been invited. You've never done this legitimately. You've always snuck onto the field into locker rooms.
Always on the field and then into the locker room.
You've actually been in photos carrying Tom Landry off the field.
Off the field. Correct.
Did he even know who you were?
No, didn't even want to know who I was.
How did you get that close to him? Look at this. There's Tom Landry, and there's Dion. How did you get that close to him?
It's a long story. Actually, you'll have to cut me off. I might take up all your time. The way it worked is I went in on Red Miller's bus, which at the time was the Denver coach, who was a very close friend of mine.
What year was this?
This was the Super Bowl, first Super Bowl that Denver played Dallas.
Okay.
That's when Dallas.
How'd you get on the bus?
Well, I'm a good friend of Red Miller, so he gave me permission to get on the bus.
And who is that for people that don't know, like me?
Well, Red Miller was at the time the head coach of the Denver Broncos.
Okay.
So once I was on the bus, we went in through the gates. The whole team and the media got off. I got off with them. I was on the sidelines for the entire game, right up until the time that I knew that poor Denver did not have a chance. At this time, I crossed the field, and with a few seconds left, I made my approach to Tom Landry. I had him on my shoulders, as you saw in the picture. Red Miller comes across the field to congratulate Tom Landry, and here he sees me with Tom Landry on my shoulder.
You went to the party afterwards. You danced with Tom Landry's daughter?
Almost every party afterwards. Sometimes you get thrown out. You can't make them all.
What were you had tricks. There were certain things that you did. You disguised yourself?
Yes, I had bifocals. I had a baseball cap. Well, for instance, this is actually Tom Landry's cap that I removed from the locker room in Super Bowl VI.
Does he know that? Does he know you have his hat?
I really didn't want to tell him.
Well, he does now. You're right.
This was in Super Bowl VI. That's the first Super Bowl that Dallas and Miami was in. That's when Dallas beat Miami 24-3. It was a hat trick for me. That's when you do three things like a hockey player. I have 3 gold. I was on the field with Landry.
You stole
After
his
that,
hat.
I was in the locker room.
You stole his hat.
I'm going to return it to him, though.
I'll take it back for you.
Oh, not yet.
See? Now tell me about your other. You posed as a press person?
I had to pose a little bit of everything. In fact, at the end, it got so tough. When they finally discovered who I was, it got to the point where I had to use bifocals, a cap, a beard.
Who's in this picture with you? Who's in this picture with you here?
Okay, that's another shot. That's when the Raiders beat Philadelphia.
There you are.
And this was in Tampa.
You started to get on their nerves. Now, after a certain number of years, when did you really get their attention? Which Super Bowl
I got their attention
started to really tick them off?
I tell you, when I really got to them was after Super Bowl VI, when I was on the podium, after being on the field with Tom Landry. I was on the podium with Jim Brown and Dwayne Thomas, who was the star of the game at that time, with the CBS commentator and myself. At this point, they said, we've had enough of this guy. We've got to get rid of him. And they still, at that time, did not know who I was. but I tell you how they found out.
Oh, wait till we come.
All right.
Wait till we take a break. You tell us that after the break.
All right.
And you're also going to meet the man who finally beat Dion Rich at his own game with a scam. Wait till you hear the sting operation. It was great. Be right back. To some imposters and con artists today. Angel's going to tell us in a few minutes how she tried to con the Jenny Jones show. And we've been talking to Dion Rich, who has crashed not just the NFL, all but one NFL Superbowl game, World Series, America's Cup, boxing events, you're courtside at tennis tournaments. You have good taste. You have good taste in sports. But we have now, I want you, you know this guy. You know him really well. This is the guy who beat you at your own game.
This is my Waterloo right here?
Yes. This is private investigator Felix Eads. He finally caught Dion with this great sting operation.
Beautiful.
You worked for, who were you working for at the time?
The NFL.
Okay, so they hired you because they were sick of this guy making them look bad.
Yeah.
How did you catch him?
Well, by the time Dion came to Miami, unfortunately for him, he was a legend, and we had started doing homework on him.
People were actually placing odds on whether or not you would appear at a Super Bowl.
They used to bet on me whether I'd make it or not on TV. See, it takes a little luck, a little timing, a little skill, and lots of intestinal fortitude. And they'd put bets on whether they'd see me at the end of the game on the tube.
Okay, so then what happened?
Well, he was in San Diego making his plans for Miami, and we were in Miami making our plans for Dion. And I called him, and I told him I was a reporter. And we wanted to do a big layout on him, and we needed some background material. And he said, would it help you if I sent you my whole file? I said, yep.
So he's expecting a big feature story, and you were playing up to his, you got
And I said, now when you come to Miami, it's really hectic Super Bowl week, and I'll be in and out, and you'll be in and out. And I said, you know, if you were to send me your whole itinerary, and your tag numbers and your description and your photograph, that would help too. And he said, yeah, okay. So by the time he got there, we were with him 3 days before the Super Bowl. We went to parties with him. We went to the grocery store with him.
You never suspected this was a con?
Not at all. Not at all.
You set up a phony office?
Set up phone lines, so if he called us, we were made up a magazine.
I kept calling them. Wonder where they're going to do the story.
Waiting for the story. How many people were involved in this sting? How many undercover officers?
Well, eventually we had a team of 8 at the Super Bowl.
Wow. Yeah. At the game?
Yeah.
You had a phony office, a phony phone number, a phony receptionist to answer the phone, a phony magazine.
Yeah, they were serious about it.
All right, so the day of the game comes, you know exactly, now he's told you now exactly what he's going to do.
No, he wouldn't. He said he was going to do it, but he couldn't reveal how he was going to do it.
How much did you know? Did you know anything?
I knew what he was driving, what he's wearing, who he was with, and all that, but he wouldn't tell us how he was going to do it. And just before the game, he beat me. And I was about 4 phone booths away talking to him, and I said, I'm in my car phone, I'm in traffic, and I can't meet you right now. How are you going to do it? And he said, well, I got a disabled pass and a wheelchair and a buddy. And we're going to go into the disabled section. So he did, and we were right with him.
Is that your disabled pass you brought with you? What is that?
I've updated it.
What? Oh, my. Oh, that's...
And,
that's low.
Joe
That's
Robbie
low.
Stadium.
You know that's not a good thing to do.
Well, I do the operations.
He can move pretty fast.
Okay. So you know he's going to be in a wheelchair. He beeps you. He thinks you're in traffic somewhere, but you're like just a few feet away.
We're going to have the interview after the game because I'm tied up. So right before the game was over, they took off down these ramps. Joe Robbie Stadium has these big ramps on the outside. And he got up to about, I guess, 30 miles an hour on the back of his wheelchair with his buddy. And we had to run down the ramps and chase him, but he didn't know we were chasing him at the time. And right as he went in the locker room, we grabbed him and told him who we were. And
did you get in trouble? Did he break a law?
He did, but
technically, it depends on how you look at it. If you look at it from Felix's standpoint, yes. Technically, I didn't. You know, technically, they could have got me for trespassing.
But he promised never to do it again.
Never.
So the result is you've retired from crashing. Do we believe this? Do we believe this?
No.
Nobody believes it. We're going to take a break and come back, and you're going to meet the man who says he was Buckwheat of the 30s and 40s movies Our Gang in a minute.
How you doing?
If your real-life story is better than fiction, or if you have a show idea you think is truly unique, call The Jenny Jones Show at 312-836-9456.
I'd like you now to meet, well, his name is Bill English. He calls himself Doc English. He says he doesn't have a birth certificate to prove it, but he was Buckwheat from the old movies. Now, here's a picture. This was maybe 50 years ago. You all remember? There is a picture of Buckwheat, as we remember him in the movies. And now we'd like you to please meet Bill English. Bill? Welcome to the show.
Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning. You went out and told 2020 how long ago was that? A few years ago?
A few years ago.
A couple of years ago that you were Buckwheat. And when you stopped working in the movies, then what did you do?
I was in a nightclub. I'm a dancer back in New York.
You went and danced in clubs in New York after that?
Baby Grant and then the Apollo Theater and all like that in New York.
And you have no birth certificate? After you did all the dancing, what did you do after that? What kind of work did you want to do?
Then I went in restaurant business.
Restaurant business?
Yeah, I run 7 stores for 17 years. 7 years. Then after that, I went to hotel business.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Living where?
New York.
In New York?
Yeah.
You remember making these movies?
Well, possibly, but now, you know, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
I started when I was 7.
When you were 7, you stopped?
I started when I was
when you were 7, and then when did you stop doing them?
Oh, back out about 13 or 14 years
13,
old.
14?
Yeah.
Do you remember any specific favorite movies or anything? Any favorites?
Oh. Let's see, Spanky and I did a scene in the haunted house.
The haunted house?
I said, who that when I say who that? You know, you can see my eyeballs.
When you said, what?
Who that when I say who that? You know, you can see my eyeballs.
Yeah. You know that. Wait, let me ask. You know that Spanky says that Buckwheat is dead. No?
No.
I think we have a couple of audience questions. We'll be right back. There is a little skepticism as to whether or not this man is Buckwheat, and what you want to say?
I want to tell you, Doc, that you should have got your story together before you came on the show, because you were shivering and you kind of nervous because you're lying. And also for you, Dion, is that correct? I want to ask you, how could you let Angel come in and pose herself as a star? And I want to ask you, can I pose myself as Nail Carter and give me a break and just tell you I lost a little weight and give me a makeover too? I need a makeover.
You know what? Let me ask Angel before we go. You did try to con this show, and how did you do that?
Well, actually, I couldn't due to the fact that you have good security, tight security, and I called up the hotel, said that I was from your show, and they said, no go. Jenny has too good a security. I called.
Yes! All right. Thank you very, very much. We will be looking out for you all. Thanks a lot.
Accommodations provided by Hotel Intercontinental Chicago.